effortless, yeah. When you want it, that's a lie. I'ma give it to you when you want it non-stop. I'ma give it to you when you want it, that's a lie. I make the man say wow.
How's it going, and thanks for joining me. It's recycling day, so I'm going to show you guys how I recycle my larger failed prints and prototypes into a recyclable filament that I can use in my 3D printers for new prints and new prototypes. Stick around, we're going to get right into it. Okay, first you're going to want to keep your plastic types separate. You don't want to mix your PLAs with your PETGs and so on. Now, let's go ahead and organize by color. You can skip this step as long as you don't mind 50 shades of poop. Now we need to break down the largest pieces into a more manageable size. For my system, we want a diameter size of 1.7 inches or less, approximately 43 millimeters. You can use a hammer, but I find that an oscillating tool works great. For the next stage, I use an electric wood chipper, but not all wood chippers are created equally. There are two main blade types. The most prevalent type is a high-speed spinning disc with replaceable blades. It's essentially a large blender, and this is not the most ideal format. It tends to produce more heat and flings plastic more. The style we are looking to use has a star-shaped chopper with 7 cutting edges. I chose a Sunjo chipper with a 21:1 reduction ratio. This chipper makes easy work of 3D prints. I've been testing this system for a while, but just recently I upgraded the feed chute. I wanted it to have a larger opening and funnel the plastic toward the chopping blades. I had to separate the top shell to remove the black handle piece. Then I used an ultrasonic knife to cut the opening wider. I installed my upgraded chute and handle and secured it to the original mounting holes. Now it's time to feed all our large plastics into the chipper. There are a couple changes I'm going to implement. I'm going to make a plunger to help feed the plastic into the chipper. I'm also going to beef up the chute and add a barrier to keep plastic from wrapping back around and catching on the chute. You can run the plastic through multiple times until it's reached your desired size. I'm going to make a hopper for easier loading, and it also helps contain some of the pieces that try to jump out. The next stage is to refine our shredded material to its final size. For this, I modified a strong paper shredder. Don't be fooled by shredders that claim they can shred large amounts of paper. A lot of them have an auto feeder, so it's only shredding one piece at a time. I modified a VidaTeco Paper shredder because it can shred 18 pages at once and run continuously for 60 minutes. As you can see though, the opening is small as it's intended for paper. However, the exit has a much larger opening, so I flipped the whole shredding blade housing. After that, I cut this section out to widen the opening. I then designed a new chute and repurposed the optical sensor to be used as an always-on switch. As you can see, I also made a hopper, which is designed to reduce the amount of plastic that might fly out the top. The plastic will need to be processed through the paper shredder several times, sifting in between runs to achieve a small, uniform size. Sifting helps achieve a consistent size by not overgrinding in the pursuit of a small enough size. I've been testing this system for over a year before sharing it. I want to make sure that it's strong enough and it's going to last. And it has worked flawlessly. Son of a... Well, let's tear this thing open and see what happened. Mother... Main grinder shaft sheared in half. Alright, let's look on the bright side. We now know its limits. I've only been running large plastics through the chipper once before moving it to the paper shredder, so I have definitely been pushing too large of pieces through it. I think with more processing in the wood chipper, it should reduce the plastic to a more manageable size. It's only ever really struggled when the plastic was too large or too dense. Additionally, for those of you looking to buy the Creality R1 and M1, this wood chipper is a good solution for pre-processing the plastic for the R1. So what are my options? I can buy a new shredder and go ahead and modify that and make sure that I pre-process to a smaller size. Or I can have a new shaft machined out of a stronger alloy. Let me know in the comments which one you think I should do. Alright, well, I was going to make some multicolored prints out of recycled filament, but we will have to do that next time. For now, let's wrap up our recycling process. Once the ideal size and consistency has been reached, it is important to run the material over a magnet to remove any metal that could clog the extruder. Then wash the plastic to remove dirt and oil. A couple drops of Dawn dish soap is all you need. Rinse and strain thoroughly, then let it air dry. I use a small fan to speed this process up. Once it's dry enough, I transfer it over to one of these desiccant dryer boxes that works with the poly dryer. And if you're working with PLA, make sure to add about 50% new pellets to counter heat degradation. Now you have perfectly prepared recycled plastic ready for filament production. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.